You're watching Arkansas Style on KARK.
The laughs and family spats continue this season as the whole Lopez familia is back and ready to live life to the fullest, loving and crying and everything in between. And today I am joined by the TV legend who plays himself along with his TV wife. On Lopez versus Lopez, we have George Lopez and Salinas Nieva. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. All right, folks at home, pinch me. This is a pinch me moment. Well, thank you so much for joining me. And today we're going to do some laughing, not crying. How's that?
Yeah, good.
We like that. It's too early to cry.
Yeah.
All right, well, George, this is in large part based on your real life as it plays out, just happens to be on TV with your beautiful daughter as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
yeah, Maya and I, went through some years that we didn't speak, and I actually never thought that all of this would happen. But Maya went on TikTok and did a TikTok of someone kind of speaking, but not necessarily the best of her mother, and in defending her mother, she created this twerking upside down TikTok with some music that Debbie Wolf saw, and that has turned into the show Lopez versus Lopez. I believe it's the only show that has been created from a TikTok video.
I've seen that video, and it is pretty funny and remarkable. So needless to say, you have your beautiful TV wife next to you. Salinas, how did you get involved in this, and how do you feel about being part of the Lopez family?
Well, I got involved, like any actor, auditioning and praying that it would go to you. So I got the call. I was at the time shooting Creed in Atlanta. Got a call, said, oh, they want to see you for a new Lopez show with George Lopez. And I was like, oh, great. And I remember reading it and thinking, this is mine. And that's it. And I was determined, and I believe in the power of determination and seeing it. And I was like, I know they're going to see everyone under the sun, but this is mine. And here we are. And I love playing Rosie. I think that this is a celebration of where I am in my own life right now. And also a celebration of women over a certain age to look at Rosie and feel seen and feel heard, and that it doesn't stop after you enter a certain phase in your life. No, it continues. It gets better. And I get to do it with George, and I get to do it with Maya and Al, Matt and Bryce. We're having a wonderful time. It is a dream job.
I would say this to anybody. Selena's had a background in drama and comedy, and the way that other people did it was more comedic. And also people who look for a job who are trying to be just what kind of right down the middle, or an interview or something that you really want to do, and you go in there and you don't really kind of give up your natural personality. You're kind of trying to do it like everybody else would do it. But Selena's brought some drama to the comedy, and that is what connected her to the character, also connected her to us. But I would say that to anybody in trying to go to a job or meet new people, feel comfortable around people. Like, don't become like everybody else. Give a little bit of your real natural self.
Yeah, Salinas, you are a perfect fit. I mean, a total natural, and speaking that into the universe, and a woman of a certain age, I can sure relate. So I'm happy for your success. George, here's the thing. So I've watched the show. I have laughed out loud with you all, and of course cried a little bit too. The humor here is on par for the entire family. I mean, I get that it's, a Friday night family show, but even the adults, the humor is funny. What can people expect this season?
Well, I've always had a bit of a obscure thing. In my stand-up, I found things that people didn't necessarily find, other comedians necessarily found. But this is on that same par. We do a Dia de los Muertos, which is kind of like a sub-holiday of Halloween. And now we brought that to the forefront. We brought Ancestors. Rita Moreno comes back as my grandmother. And I think it's that, finding things that are universal, but also that are unique to our culture.
Yeah, I like that twist as well, too. And again, it kind of brings it all back to the familia as part of the theme. Tell me a little bit about your daughter, how she's doing, how she's connecting on the show.
I think that Mayan has crossed over several thresholds as a performer. She works with a guy who is a director as well as an acting coach, and she is better than she's ever been. I think her confidence as a young woman and as an actress is on an all-time high. And You know, I would say this about the young kid, Bryce, that's on our show, is also in mine, is that I forget that she's my daughter, and I would treat her more as an actress than as a person doing her job. I mean, you know, she's always going to be my daughter, but I'm continually surprised and pleasantly more surprised at how easy she's handling this show.
Yeah, again, it is a great show, great family fun. Selena, so what's next in the season for your character?
Well, we're going to see Rosie planning a wedding, her dream wedding, and she has to be reminded constantly that it's really not her wedding. And we also get to see Rosie trying to recover from the heartbreak of last season, where she found love in Josue, Jaime Camille, and he turned out not to be exactly the kind of man that she thought he was. So we're going to see her kind of like dealing with that loss and being honest with herself about her choices in men. So I think we're going to see Rosie continue her discovery of herself, her femininity, and her power as a woman.
Oh, gorgeous. Well, this has been an absolute privilege to meet both of you. Continued success on the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
This is the kind of TV programming that you can count on. Funny, lighthearted, and feel good. You can catch Lopez versus Lopez Fridays at 7:30 Central on NBC and also streaming on Peacock. Now, don't move a muscle just yet. That's Heather Abed is joining us next with a booty-burning workout that plans to set fire to our glutes. And later, don't forget to stick around as we'll be chatting with Wesley Williams from Ringley Brothers Circus to get you the inside scoop on the incredible performances coming to Simmons Bank Arena this weekend. Stick around. You're watching Arkansas Style.